In this video, we show you how to order parts for work that's been approved. So to do this, let's take a look at repair order 250 for Frank Stan and the Honda Element. I'm going to select the tile to jump into the repair order. Then here I'm going to navigate to the Estimate tab. And if we scroll down, under each approved job, you're going to have a blue banner with a thumbs up and a timestamp stating when the job was approved. For anything that they declined, you're going to get a thumbs down with the same timestamp. If the customer, for any reason, changes their mind and calls us and say, hey, I do want the drive belt, you would hit the X to remove the declined status, and then you would hit your authorization button at the bottom and approve this job. But let's leave it unapproved because I don't want to order this part. So now that we have approvals, our next step is we need to order parts. So what I'm going to do at this point is I'm going to go to my Parts Hub. You can select it. It did have a number 3 beside it because there are 3 parts we need to deal with. 2 needed parts and 1 quoted part. And the third tab at the bottom will show you anything you've ordered or received. So let's focus on some of these needed parts. So the first one is the BG Battery Service Kit. Notice that there's a refresh symbol beside it because we actually have this part in our inventory. If we hover over the refresh symbol, it'll tell us how many we have in inventory. It'll tell us the unit cost and the retail price. And if I select it again, either here or on the job, so here's my refresh symbol, if I select it, it's going to change from a needed part to an inventory part. And now we pulled that part from inventory. Once we post the repair order, we should have 5 left in inventory. So let's go back to our Parts Hub, which now only has 2 parts to deal with. So the part we need to deal with is the pulley. We're going to order this from a local vendor. And then we have the belt that we're getting from Parts Tech and O'Reilly's. So let's focus on the needed part first. So a needed part is when you manually put a part on a repair order or in a job. So for this, I need to call my local vendor and get the part coming. So what I'm going to do is hit enter phone order. Up top, I'm going to choose the vendor that I am calling. The PO number is always the repair order number where we can add the technician's initials to it to know where the part goes. Now underneath that, you have a field for your invoice number, which typically is going to come with the parts runner and the part. So we'll leave that blank for now. Beneath that, you have a payment method. So if you have a vendor that is on a charge account, you would typically use accounts payable. If you're going to pay with a card or cash or a check, you would specify here. If the part has freight or any kind of tracking number, you can place them here. And you can add multiple tracking numbers. Beneath that, you have notes for this particular PO to be reminded of anything you need to know. Beneath that, we have our part. So it's a pulley that we're paying $24 for. On the job, it'll have the retail price, but if any reason this part has a core, we would add it here. So typically pulleys don't have cores, but let's imagine this is an alternator or a starter. We're going to put a $5 core on it and save those order details. So now that part is no longer needed, it's ordered. So we're waiting for the pulley to show up from our local dealer. Now there's another part that we need to take care of in the quoted section. This is our belt that we got from O'Reilly's through Parts Tech. Now whether you have 1 part or you have 10 parts, all you have to do is hit the Submit Order button to get the parts coming. I'll select it. Here we can update the PO number if we need to. We can add special notes so the driver can see it, and I'm going to continue with order. So now Techmetric is telling Parts Tech that we need to order that part. If for any reason that part is no longer available, Techmetric will stop and say you must go re-shopping for that part. Or if the part is more expensive, it'll ask you if you're okay with updating the price. So at this point, we're waiting on our parts. So as the advisor, what I'm going to do is jump into the Work in Progress tab, and I'm going to update the status to waiting on parts. Now when those parts show up, I'm going to jump back into the repair order. So we'll go to the job board, parts are here now. I'm going to click into the repair order. I'm going to go back to the Estimate tab, and then I'm going to go back into my Parts Hub. Here, I'm going to select ordered and received because let's imagine the pulley showed up, but not the belt. So to receive one part and not both of them, I'm going to mark order received. And then I'm going to uncheck the belt. Parts runner gives me an invoice number. I'll track it. And then I'm going to notify the technician that the part is here. Now one part has shown up and the technician is aware. Once the belt shows up from O'Reilly's, I'll hit mark order received one more time. I'll specify that invoice number. Let the technician know that those parts are here and receive it. So now the technician has a notification that both parts have shown up and they can get to work. Now if the wrong part showed up for any reason, you want to jump into your ordered and received tab in your parts hub, and if we need to return this pulley, we would select the three dots to the right where we could return it, or we can move it to inventory so we can put it on another repair order. And that's it. If we close out our parts hub, now the technician should start to work on this vehicle.
Thanks for watching. Please do not forget to give this video a thumbs up and to share it with the rest of your team. Also, please subscribe to our YouTube channel if you would like to see more helpful videos for auto repair shops. Have a wonderful day.